Okay. Ready when you are.
All right. Welcome to Shooting the Shit with Rhonda and T.
Hey, y'all.
Tonight, we're going to introduce the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We haven't done that one yet. Some interesting commentary going on. I think it's worth the watch. And I've always watched Beverly Hills. I'm trying to get it into New York, but we'll see what happens. So real quick on episode 1 and 2, episode 1 really just introduced the ladies back into action after COVID. They didn't spend a whole lot of time talking about COVID, which, you know, I feel like we've done that every single time.
Over and over, every show.
Over and over again. So they kind of just, you know, just reintroduce you to everybody that's on the cast. In episode 2, if you remember the drama from last season, did you watch last season?
I don't watch these people. I don't think I've seen this since,
I will talk to her. I'll talk to y'all.
Yeah. What was the girl?
Last season,
I haven't watched this as Vanderpump, but all of them been gone, so no.
Well, last season they introduced Garcelle. So for the first time, there's a Black housewife in Beverly Hills. You know, they were not used to that dynamic having, you know, Garcelle, like she'd been in the industry for a long time. And so she had no problems like integrating in the group. But her and Kyle didn't click, just to bring you up to speed, her and Kyle didn't click. And at the end, at the reunion of last season, Kyle accused her of promising to make a donation at her charity and then not following through.
I did see that little snippet. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, Denise Richards was on last season, and Lisa Rinna, who, you know, Rinna is a mess, was supposed to be really tight with Denise, but pretty much turned on her to the point that, you know, she left the show. And so now Garcelle and Lisa Rinna had a long friendship. So Garcelle is looking at Lisa like, I see how you did Denise. So
now you can't be trusted.
Right, now you can't be trusted. Mm-hmm. So the episode 2 starts with Garcelle and Kyle. Like, Kyle was really bothered by the way things had happened with her and Garcelle. She really didn't know why Garcelle didn't like her. And that comment didn't make things any better. So she wanted to, like, before we get started with the season, she wanted to meet up with Garcelle and, you know, squash things. So they met up and had a conversation about, you know, maybe them having some tension in the beginning. And then Garcelle explained to her how she felt about her calling her out about the charity, the donation, not paying the charity. And she asked her, like, would you have done that to any of the white women? And it threw Kyle off because I guess it was a good conversation that needed to happen. You know what I'm saying? It was a conversation where Kyle realized in that moment, not being Black is something that, you know, they take things for granted and don't realize.
Did Kyle realize that? Did Kyle realize that?
I
or did like Kyle just feel like, no, I didn't mean it like that?
No, that's not how it played out. Garcelle was telling her that, like, when she called her out, like, about not paying, people look at Black people a certain type of way, like that we don't, you know, we don't tip, we don't pay our stuff. And so for Garcelle, that dig went deeper than, you know, than she realized. And Kyle was like, we were just beefing, you know what I'm saying? And I said some bullshit, you know, but I didn't realize that, you know, why it would make you feel that way. In that moment, I think she did, because the way Garcelle explained it made it make sense to her. You know what I'm saying? And you know
what? And if her saying that, okay, I didn't get that, now I do, now I understand, let's move forward. Right. Then I got that.
Yeah. But I feel like, you know, it was a conversation that needed to be had. Mm-hmm. Garcelle met up with Lisa Rinna. That went a little bit different.
I don't like looking at her, so.
She pretty much let her know that you know, I got my eye on you. You know, at the end of the day, I saw how you did Denise. So now I don't trust you. They introduced a new character, a new housewife, Crystal. She's an Asian woman. So far I'm liking her, you know, as an addition. She's a little bit younger. Her husband is
way younger than them.
I think they said something like 14 years, like, you know, it's a distance.
Oh, you mean between her and her husband?
Her and her husband, and it might be more. But you know, he's a big deal in Hollywood. I'm assuming she's a stay-at-home mom, but different than your girl over and Married to Medicine. She does organize and keep everything, you know, in order.
She works. Right.
Does she work outside the home? No, but does it look like she keeps everything, you know, running? Yeah.
So he ain't over there going bankrupt.
Right. Right.
And they didn't seem like they had no big glamorous. I mean, I'm sure it was big in size, but it wasn't all super glamorous. So they probably ain't spending a whole lot.
In California, it's, you know, I've been looking at $1 Million Listing. In California, a little bit is a whole lot.
Yeah, but you
know, talk about them homes.
Compared to the other one's house, it don't, the other ladies.
Well, they took us in, and I don't remember like seeing it like this for the most part, but Garcelle's house, I was like, her house was really cute to me. But being that it's just her and her boys, it was, you know, it looked like the right size house for, you know, what she needs. Not all of them have these, you know, estates sprawling all over Beverly Hills. So the ladies are gonna go on a trip to Lake Tahoe. Sound like bears to me.
It sound like what?
Bears.
My last job, they sent all of the directors and the education and training directors, the center directors and the education and training directors, they all went down to Lake Tahoe. They do a big trip every year. And that was one of their trips. So
it was so funny to me, but watching them like try to get it together, they had so many bags. I was like, how long are they staying?
They got to bring all that makeup and all that.
Bring all that luggage.
They had to bring their face.
I was like, what are they doing? It was a beautiful estate, resort, what have you. And it's in that moment when they pulled up to that resort and how the man received them, made me think like, Kyle, this is one of those moments where you don't realize, like, y'all don't realize that y'all can just roll up to Lake Tahoe and, you know, stay at a resort and not think about it. And when your skin is brown, you're not received the same way. You know, it would have been a very different experience. Assuming, you know, they just gonna tear up the place or don't pay the bill.
Yeah, they definitely will be getting watched. They definitely be getting watched.
Yeah. And so it's a different experience. It's just another one of those things that being a white person, you take for granted.
And even with my company that sent them people, I think it was maybe 2 of us. And then the rest was all of them. So
yeah. And so, I mean, it is what it is. They have access to things, and it's, I guess if you don't live it, then you wouldn't think about it. You know what I mean? And unless somebody brings it up to you, but it was funny. They walked in there, and as soon as they said the bears were downstairs, Garcelle was like, yeah, Black girls and bears, that don't go together. So she went upstairs. And I was like, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, it's pretty and everything, I'm sure, up there, but it sounds like somewhere with bears. I guess because I live in Florida and
y'all got the bears.
I got to keep my eye out for alligators and wild pigs, and snakes, and what have you. So bears is not one of those things. We got that too, but not where I live. So that's one of those things.
We ain't rolling with none of that up here. We gonna deal with
cats around. Yeah. So the woods always make me uncomfortable, but it was beautiful. Kyle cooks dinner for everyone the first night. Kyle burns dinner, but
She don't cook.
anyway. At the end of the second episode, Sutton, who you said you hadn't seen, she's a newer person. This is her second season. Sutton, Kyle, and Crystal, the new character, were having a conversation, and Sutton, Kyle was explaining to them that she had a conversation with Garcelle, and now that Garcelle explained to her, why she felt that type of way, she got it. She understood why, why she felt, was so angry about the situation.
Right.
And so
she didn't know.
Because she didn't know. Because in Kyle's mind, she was just saying some nasty shit to a chick that, that she had beef with. It wasn't about that. Sutton, for whatever reason, and then Crystal, gave her input on the conversation. The conversation started to grow, and Sutton got uncomfortable to the point where she was like, I don't want to discuss it. And Crystal was explaining to her, some of the things that she had been through as an Asian American, and Sutton was, not feeling it, which led Crystal to say, "You're not that girl." That says I color.
But she is the girl, clearly, that says I don't see color.
She is that girl, and she found it very upsetting. And then we kind of like roll into the third episode with that conversation.
Right.
She just found it so upsetting,
she didn't understand why being that girl that says, "Oh, I'm colorblind. I don't see color," is an insult. To
her, she doesn't see. She finds that insulting.
She doesn't understand why that's an insult to people of color.
That's the issue, right?
Yeah, to say I don't see color.
The difference is when Kyle and Garcelle were having a conversation, Kyle shut up and let her express what it is that made her feel like. And that's why they were able to get past it.
And then going forward, Kyle, think about it the next time.
Or
she opened her mouth and say that.
Right.
This one went straight to a defense.
She's a victim.
Yeah.
The fragility of it all.
And I mean, for you not to understand the whole, I don't see color. I'm not like that. That's to ignore the injustice of people, that people of color are facing.
And now it's not even a black-white thing. You have an Asian woman trying to explain to you that stuff that she has gone through, and why that's keeping us held back. You don't see color.
Let me, the phone ringing. Let me get this to his dad. D, come get the phone. It's your daddy. Hello? He's coming. He coming. I'm typing. Hold on. Take it upstairs. Okay. Sorry about that, people.
But I mean, Sutton refuses to engage in the conversation. For her, she can only see herself. And
those are the people that say, "Oh, not just black lives, all lives matter." And like, why are you tripping?
Right.
Little experience that people of color face day to day. You know what I'm saying? I don't see.
But you're not even willing to hear it.
Color.
You're not even willing to hear it. How do you not see color? You absolutely see color.
So when you see the police beating a black person, you go to it's because he's bad, not because that he's colored. That's that I don't see color. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he had to have done something wrong.
He's beat them because he did something. It's not because
right.
That's that issue, and that's where all people of color have an issue with people who say I don't see color.
She won't hear it. And so you can't move forward. If but looking into as we get through the episode, she gets she's very self-focused. Like she's a victim always. like I said, I'm glad that conversation was coming between not just a Black woman and, it's another person of color who is experiencing something different than what we experienced as Black people, but she has an experience too. And you won't even let her tell you why she feels that way.
Because she don't care.
It can't handle it. It's too upsetting.
It's not too upsetting. It doesn't affect her world. So if it affects her world, then I'm not really trying to hear that.
She don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
The next morning, the women meet up for breakfast. Once again, Kenya, we got good food over here. Breakfast look banging. They sat at breakfast and discussed Trump.
But wait a minute. Before that, what was Kathy doing in the bed with Kyle the night before? Did you see her in the bed eating them chips? And then she cracked open a
I love Kathy is totally in her own world and doesn't give a damn. She is like the entertainment. She don't know what the hell. She had already looked at Garcelle and was like, I thought you were Kyle.
Because oh my,
she's on her own planet. Like she's very different than what I thought she was gonna be.
Kyle was like, do you know what you're drinking? She said, I just thought it was a soda. And then she didn't show up to breakfast. No, because she's been up all night.
She's been up all night. She drank that damn Red Bull. Read a newspaper. Where did she find newspapers at?
I don't know. Right. Oh my God.
Yeah, they were sitting at breakfast and they were discussing, the election.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Then they're done that.
Lisa said Trump, he's changed. He's not the same person that she met on The Apprentice.
Well, I don't know anybody that ever changed into a racist at this age, but okay.
He's been doing the same thing that he's been doing for years. Like, that's all I ever heard about him.
This is another one of those situations where she said, you don't, girl.
Stop.
He wasn't young when you were doing Apprentice. That was 15 years ago, probably. So he was a racist then, just like he is now.
As the Central Park boys that he was trying to get electrocuted. He wanted them to have death penalty and all of that.
And he's not sorry.
All them Black people.
He's still not sorry.
He ain't want living in his towers, his Trump towers. All them people he was, discriminating against. But he was a good dude. Okay, let's go.
Well, in her defense, she didn't say good. She just said he
wasn't. She said he changed. He wasn't the same. He doesn't sound. He doesn't sound good.
Yeah. So Sutton and Crystal have a one-on-one. Sutton sees everybody equally, she says.
We talked about that. Okay. We're not equal.
And she's insulted again. I think Crystal's just like, all right, this lady is on one.
It's that whole, I'm finna turn it. I know this was about racism, and now I'm about to turn this around and make you feel sorry for me because I'm the victim. You're not the victim. I'm the victim.
That's exactly what happened. Crystal told a story about when she was a kid and how somebody, approached her father. They didn't know how that situation, however they were approached, it made them afraid, both her father and her. And, Sutton was insulted because it was that thing where you said, I don't see color.
I don't see it. I don't see it. Instead
brought it all the way back around to her. She doesn't listen.
Sorry,
she's a victim.
I didn't know. I've been informed. I won't do it again. That's all we need you. We don't need you to sit up there defending yourself again.
She's not. She's not even absorbing it.
We all do it. We are all guilty of doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I went to a school where my mascot was the Indian. And I been walking around here with the Indian head on my clothing and everything. And the other day I went and I was like, I'm not finna wear this. I
can't wear that.
And I'm a true, I hate to even say it, but true blue, been claiming Indians. It's a big rivalry thing up here, my school versus your school. I don't even feel comfortable saying that like that. We did change our mascot though, but I was long gone before.
But because you don't feel
Change the
comfortable because
mascot.
somebody told you it's offensive. Like it used to be okay to call little people midgets.
Yeah.
You know, now when you hear somebody say that word, it's just cringy.
So we all do it. Now that you know,
And so if
I
somebody says
understand.
that hurts my feelings, don't say that. Then you say, I'm sorry, I won't do that. It's not that complicated.
Not
But,
not turn it around and make it well. This is what y'all did to me. So I feel like, you know, not be on the defense. I'm sorry that hurt your
she's
feelings.
already on the defense.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's like, son, you're not oppressed. Please stop it. There's no oppression here, girl.
Right.
They went on go-karts, or whatever those things was on the track. So I was like, that looks dope. It looks scary, but it looks fun.
I would do it.
Yeah, me too. On the way back, Crystal and Sutton tried again. Like, I want Crystal to just, you know, they have a connection. They both lost their father, so they understood each other on that level.
Yeah.
Back at the mansion, the mansion resort log cabin. The ladies get together. They kind of like having a moment. That view was beautiful. And Garcelle says something to the effect of, I know Paris. She used to get on my nerves.
Wait a minute. You can't get past before you got back to the mansion and my girl Kathy put the dang on eardrops in her eyes. That's what they want back to the mansion too. Kathy.
Did she glue her eyes shut? It was eardrops.
It was eardrops.
She said they were glued shut, and I was like,
I guess it was. It probably was like the ear wax removal stuff. They ain't left it. Don't leave Kathy at home no more by herself.
She probably doesn't though. She probably has somebody doing stuff for her hand and foot all the time. Kathy is not used to doing things. It's making her look dizzy, but I feel like she's probably like, Susie, I need my eye drops. And Susie bring the thing
Kathy
to
not
her.
on pills. Kathy ain't taking no.
Well, there's probably that.
Kathy be a high to the book.
It's probably that too. She's very happy. She's very happy.
All the time. But I'm sorry.
You know,
I couldn't let you pass that.
I like her. She didn't glue her eyes shut.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, there's a note there, and Garcelle says Paris to get on my nerves, and I was like, that would have irritated the hell out of me. Please don't say nothing about my child, like in that, you know. Figure out a different way.
But yeah.
Figure out a different way to say that.
Yeah, but you know what? That was one of them because she told her why Paris would be on her phone because she's shy and she's uncomfortable, and that was one of them. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. You know right. So that was again one of them, even though it wasn't on no, racism thing, but that was one of them things.
But it's about judging somebody you don't know nothing about. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I just took it like, that's a generational thing. You know what I'm saying? Kids be on their phone all the time. She's part of that.
Well, that's just like the whole thing. This is a little bit off the subject, but why not? The whole thing the other day with the bonnets, when Monique felt like she had to go off on the ladies in the airport about the bonnets.
I actually agree with Monique, but go ahead.
I agree with Monique, and I would not be in the airport with a bonnet. Right. However, you said it's a generational thing, and my kid, I know she would walk to the store in a bonnet. You know what I'm saying? You ain't ever looked at Diamond and been like, I know you're not.
She better not. But me and Diamond has had several conversations, not necessarily the bonnet. Now she do walk around our house with a bonnet, not outside, but I have an issue with them fuzzy house shoes. They not house shoes, they Uggs, but they look like them little
Look like house shoes.
that Miss Roper used to wear on Three's Company. And I said, y'all don't understand that y'all already walking around with pajama pants on. Now they got y'all wearing the shoes that look like house shoes. Like they got y'all walking around looking like Whole Foods. I'm sorry. Stop it.
But I don't feel like, I mean, it's not just the Black girls.
I'm just saying, period.
All of them.
Yeah, not just that, but period. You know what I'm saying? That Kanye got y'all walking around here with holes all through your shirt, look like the moths been through it. Like it's a whole trifling look.
But it's a generational thing, like you said. Pants hanging over the butt. It's a generational thing. And the phones too. So
all the time.
I just feel like that ain't the way to come at me about my child. Like, figure out a different way to say that, Garcelle, because I would have been already irritated and maybe you wouldn't have had your moment of aha understanding.
Yeah, that was about, I would have thought it, but I probably wouldn't have said it. And then that lady had some puppies on her damn feet too, that she spent $2,000 on.
$2,000. Oh, some little puppy shoes.
Yeah, puppies.
I can't relate. So the ladies get ready. They go to dinner, and they damn sure know how to enter a room.
They do.
I was like, okay, that's how y'all doing it. Mm-hmm. They enter a room like that all the time. Every time they get all dressed up, you know, they have to show off. I was into it. They sit down at dinner. They're all spread apart. It looks like a very nice place. The conversation, and she started the conversation. Sutton. She started the conversation about how she feels judged as a Southern woman, and people automatically assume that she's racist. And she looked at what's my girl, Erica Jane, and said, "Do you feel that way, Southern woman?" And Erica Jane said, "Nah."
She can't let it go, and that's my problem with her.
Well, then to re-explain, like, you know, I've lived here, and so, you know, she's not saying I don't see color or I don't think there's racism. She just said, I don't think racism and Southern woman, you know, go together where you should be offended automatically or on the defense about it. She made a observation that maybe because Erica Jane lived up north, you know, things were a little different, and she took that personal.
I'm not gonna lie.
And made sure Dorit knew she's also well traveled, so it ain't that. She ain't come from no hick town where she ain't been exposed to people.
You could travel, but whatever.
I mean, she said it though. You said that you feel like people judge you because
they are judging you because of how you are acting right now.
Right.
It's probably 100% correct, because what I'm feeling by watching you, I'm feeling offended.
Yeah, like the stuff she's doing, I'm like,
the stuff that she's saying,
it's offensive. Won't call it racist, but you offensive and prejudiced just in the way you talking through the conversation or refusing to acknowledge.
You're the type of person I say what you said made me feel some type of way, and you will sit up there and tell me about what I felt and what I felt because you was right, because whatever.
And your feelings are not hurt. So Dorit was confused. So Dorit then leans over to the other ladies like, this bitch is crazy. Right. I don't know what she got going on, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that conversation. Have you ever been at like a dinner and the person next to you is nuts? Then you gotta figure out how to take your energy from over there. They couldn't even they weren't even sitting at the same table. She had to lean way in there. Kathy, your girl Kathy decided to play a prank.
I liked it. I thought that was, I didn't know it was a prank. Cause I was like, Kathy drinking on top of them pills.
That's probably what they were all thinking. Cause they were like, she got
Right.
3 of those? Yeah.
I mean, she took it to the head. That was a good prank, and I'm gonna get somebody.
The prank was good.
that one.
Everybody had a good time. The shit was funny, and Sutton was offended.
See what I'm saying? I don't like her.
I don't understand. Like, they had to go back. She was in tears.
And then she tried to say, "You kicked me, and it hurt." And stop. We know she.
Crystal's done. The Crystal's had 3 talks with her in a matter of 24 hours. She's done. I'm pretty sure. Like, she had to go call her real friend and be like, "This lady's nuts up." Yeah, she's giving me what's my girl Shannon? She reminded me of Shannon, except I like Shannon. I don't like Sutton. Sutton's irking my nerves. So yeah. After they coddle her for a while, she then cries and goes to bed.
We ain't doing that. Now it's like anything Crystal do, she gonna go after Crystal because you mad because she checked your ass one time. So
well, Crystal doesn't come across as a punk. So go ahead, because she looked like she got time today. Crystal. I'm glad they are integrating people of other cultures into like the Beverly Hills franchise, the New York franchise, because that's how life works. We don't just always, I mean, maybe not on the Beverly Hills level, but yeah, when you go to work every day, it's not all Black people all around all the time. And you do have to be in a situation where, culturally you mix together with people.
But this is more leisure. This is not them going to work. This is leisure. This is them kicking.
Well, the show is leisure though.
Yeah.
Like there's Black people that live that Beverly Hills lifestyle. It's not like they don't exist.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if it wasn't a show, I don't think none of them would be hanging with Garcelle. I don't.
Probably not, but you know why? Because it's Beverly Hills. And so do they really have real friends out there like that? Like, it's a different kind of energy out there.
They're friends with each other, just not her.
I don't think all of them are. No. I think they worked together over the years.
Yeah. I just don't like throw a random Black person or random Asian person if that's not somebody that not a real friendship. Now, if it was somebody that was really their friends,
I don't think any of them are a real friendship. They all like know each other through that Hollywood network and stuff.
But
that's
they're not
what they
friends.
do. They socialize.
But they're not friends.
Huh.
But like when you had Nene and what's her name?
Nene and Kim were friends.
They were friends.
Weren't.
Yeah, but they were friends. And so I see that bond better than me trying to prove myself or try to fit in. I don't like that.
I'm glad it's there because it's forcing them to have a dialogue. It's forcing them to have to look at the stuff that they do.
We'll see. I think it's Kyle might have learned. We'll see. Sutton, I think it just is what it is for her.
But it shines a light on that person too. It's a whole lot of Karens running around here.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you get to see yourself. I just feel like the picture that there's no Black people with affluence and money and I think we know that's not true. So right. What they got going on in Atlanta is something completely different. None of them are friends. When that shit first started, there were real friendships. None of them are friends over there. We know that because you could bring somebody on the show as your friend and then be engaged to her husband 30 days later.
Right. But it did start off with them being friends. Like Nene really was friends with Kim. Nene really was friends with Sheree.
Well, and then Orange
Full of
County,
people.
all of them people were real friends that lived
Yeah.
in the same neighborhood, but it hasn't been that for a long time. So
And
if it's
I
gonna
think
be-
that's why I liked New Jersey out of all of them. You know, I don't watch it no more, but when it first started, I think that's why I liked them the best, because they were a real family and the relationships was really genuine. And that was my favorite out of all of the, even Atlanta. New Jersey was my all-time favorite when it first started, because it was genuine. It was a family. It was, you know. And
like all the rest of them,
Yeah.
like all the rest of them. But they don't do that anymore. Now they just find a
yeah,
group
they
of
don't. They
social
don't do it
life.
now. And that's
You
why I don't
know-
watch it no more. I don't watch them no more either.
Oh, New Jersey?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, New Jersey is very different.
Mm-mm.
But
It is.
you know,
It is.
I'm glad they bringing this to you know to
Let's see, I don't watch these shows. I don't do Beverly Hills. I don't do Orange County. I don't do New Jersey no more. But I will do it for this review. But y'all really ain't on my radar. I don't be checking for y'all. Sorry.
yeah, I watch all of them. I don't watch New Jersey.
Mm-mm.
I watch Salt Lake City.
I
I watched
ain't
Salt Lake
like
City.
Utah. I ain't like Salt Lake City.
Girl, Utah and Salt Lake City is the same.
Oh, yeah.
show.
Yeah. I ain't like them. I ain't like them double. I ain't
That's
like
funny.
Dallas.
I did watch like Dallas until they took what's her name off? Was her name Luann?
The first one, the
crazy
wild one.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
she was gone and it wasn't good no more.
Mm-mm.
She was dreadful. She was a mess, but she was the entertainment. Well, we'll see what happens. It's
Mhm.
like I said, it brings for interesting dialogue. One thing that did happen, I'm gonna throw out there real quick. So Ebony was added to the New York
I really don't like.
Housewives.
I really don't.
Ebony
like
was
them.
what'd you say?
I really don't like them. I did not like them looking. Watching them old women running around acting the way they was acting. Ugh.
Well,
But
they're still doing that. That part hasn't changed, but
and
they
that's
did
why
add
I quit
Ebony
watching them.
they added her to the cast. She's super smart, aka super outspoken. So it's been interesting, you know, watching her dynamic over there. And then, you know, Garcelle is Hollywood. You know, she worked more than they do in terms of having a real Hollywood job. So I get why she fits in over there. Kenya just did this Housewives All Stars. So befriended herself to, I guess, Luann and Kyle, and felt the need to tweet a message that it's not always about racism, and basically taking the sides of Kyle and Luann.
She'll be apologizing in by next week.
I'm like, does she hate Black women? Like, why does she always feel like, you know, first of all, she's going to participation.
When she get called out, she'll be apologizing, saying that ain't what she meant.
I mean, she said what she meant. It was real clear. Yeah, I was like, that's so annoying. So you got somebody over here that's doing their thing. Well, I don't know. She didn't bring nothing to the table during her season, and now you want to be in this conversation, but you in the conversation defending, you know, white women against a conversation about how, you know, how Black women are treated.
She probably had an issue with Garcelle. You know how King
work.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it takes. That's all
she works. She's chocolate. So you can't say it's
probably back in the day, Garcelle got a role. She felt like she should have got. Ain't no telling what
King. Got all of them. She got all of the jobs back in the day.
Yeah.
But you know, it's whatever. But yeah, I was annoyed that Kenya would enter something to that conversation. And we'll see what happens next week.
Okay, y'all, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, leave us a comment. We want to talk to you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.